Hello everybody and welcome to the pilot of a potential new series, depending on how you guys like it, hopefully you will. Basically put though, it's going to be an episode versus episode confrontation. We'll be taking two episodes, taking the fights from the two episodes, and ranking them from worst to best. Now, it isn't going to be as simple as whichever episode has the best fight wins. No, we're going to make it so every fight counts from both episodes. Whether a fight comes in first or last, they will still be picking up points for their respective episode. Now, obviously, if a fight comes bottom out of the two episodes, they'll only receive 1 point. But then as we get into the upper echelons of the list, we'll be assigning more points to those fights that really have earned it. Then we'll tally up the points and come together with a total to decide which episode is better. If you want to see more in the future, let me know with ideas and suggestions. But for now, without any further delay, we go into our first face-off. Series 6 Heat D versus Series 6 Heat J. Which one will come out on top?
Three, two, one, activate.
Dominator 2, the number 6 seeds, and certainly favourites here, and on the attack straight away, but their Hydra flicking Accident up into the air. It has no Sreemek, remember, and I think Accident has been immobilised right from the start, and poor old Mel Easton probably thinks so too, because he can't write. He'll need a nudge from someone very quickly. Something right in the middle of your picture is very unpredictable. There we're seeing young Andrew Ledbetter, 13-year-old, loves his fishing at the controls of Hydra. Oh, there's the back of Mr. Dig. Don't call them eco-warriors, they say. We'll just call them scruffy warriors. There in the middle once again is Something Their Machine, and as we thought, Accident is about to be counted out. But it looked good. The axe was strong, but no Sreemek. No, you can't come into the arena without one of those. And we say goodbye from competition for Accident, and we're about to say goodbye to Something if he gets into trouble in there with the house robots. Poor old Mel says cheerio to competition. Something still in the CPZ. In comes Shut with the axe right into the middle there of the Something team from Leicestershire, dragging it about. Has an internal combustion engine on board there. We're seeing Dominator 2 thrust aside as well by Hydra. Good driving by young Andrew. Pushing and shoving with a 99 kilos weight Hydra. Growler awaits. Destruction on Accident 2. Accident already counted out. Don't forget, 2 robots go through to tonight's second round. So in other words, it's 2 from the remaining 3 mobilised robots. I've been impressed with Hydra. Something's still in there fighting. Dominator hasn't dominated as we thought that team would. Being number 6 seeds. Hydra in and flicking Accident up and over. Something's little pickaxe still going. Now Dominator finally gets its mighty hydraulic axe working as Growler looks on, but Dominator's attack was on a beaten robot in Accident. And Something and Hydra beginning to team up on Dominator 2. And the judges would have taken note. Should this go to a judge's decision, they will mark on style, control, damage and aggression. There on the floor flipper. Oh, that's a great height from the floor flipper. Accident in pieces. Great height this. It's lifting 100 kilos, don't forget. Bits and pieces strewn all over the arena floor. And we love it. And Something is not fully mobile. And now that's a shame. For Mr. Dig, Jeff Germany, and Paul Bacon, the self-styled king of shame, because Something's about to be counted out. Quite a war going on between Hydra and Dominator 2, meanwhile. Something's been counted out. The pit release button has been activated. It's too late for it to turn round. It wasn't fully mobile, you could see that. It was just going around in a circle. So we know then that Hydra and Dominator 2 will be going through. Ooh, Growler comes out for a nibble. Something is dragged away. Got hold of one of those spherical wheels. And something goes down into the pit. Once again, beaten in the heats in Robot Wars. Also there, Accident 2 finally.
Cease.
Oh, Mr. D, do your hair. Oh, Mel, well, perhaps not.
Three, two, one.
Gatrix on the right. Hydra coming in from the left. Now the top of your picture. Oh, look at that. Crunch head to head, and the axes came down as well. Gatrix slightly the heavier, only 1 kilo in it. And again, speeds, they virtually match each other. Dennis and Andrew at the controls of Hydra. At the moment, Ian Gears Gatrix doing the work with the axe coming down. Hydra, though, gets a side-on attack and exposes the 0.3 centimetre ground clearance of Gatrix. Hydra again. Down comes its axe, but it just hit the arena floor. That won't count. Once more, they turn and try and get a side-on attack, trying to get that lifter in underneath the lifting beam. Pneumatic flipper, call it what you will, next to the sledgehammer, and they've lifted Gatrix up and over once again. The Streamek of Gatrix used to good effect there. But Hydra comes in once again. This is a very good display and good driving by 13-year-old Andrew. Loves his badminton and his hockey and his tennis. Good sportsman. And Hydra again. Full frontal attack on Gatrix, which looks the more sluggish of the two. Hydra's doing all the aggressive work here. Gatrix is up on the arena sidewall. Needs to free itself. Rocking and rolling using the axe, but I don't think they can get off there. Hydra on the attack. I don't think they're causing great damage, to be honest, Hydra, with its sledgehammer weapon. The main problem for Gatrix, they can't get themselves down. And the ref bot will take an anxious look at this, because if they're stranded there too long, they will be counted out. Look at them trying to inch their way down, back onto the arena floor. Can they do it? He's gone very quiet. Well, they can do it, but at the loss of weaponry. They've broken their own weaponry off, Gatrix. Part of the axe mechanism has come off. The pit release has been activated. And Hydra, with Dennis and Andrew at the controls, Dennis is controlling the weapons, by the way, have been very effective, and they have driven Gatrix almost into submission. The axe is still working, but not the lifting beam. We saw that broken off. Hydra side by side, Sergeant Bash is in there. They were knocked out in the first round heats of Robot Wars, the 5th Wars, Hydra. And they've come back much the stronger for their experience. Gatrix, to give credit where it's due, is still in there fighting, and they're not out of it yet. If they can drag Hydra now towards the pit, they could turn this around. They can't. Very edgy, very tense. The judges are licking their lips, I can tell you, and making notes frantically. But to the top of your picture, Gatrix, I think you have one hope. I think you have to shove Hydra down into the pit. Look at this. What a great tug of war.
Cease.
Whoa. There goes the alien, away from the arena spinning disc itself. There with the great rotating hammer weapon crashing down on Shredder, patched up, bandaged up, bruised, battered, but not yet beaten. Perhaps on fire. No, they're away. Little weaponry power, I think, for Shredder now. Can run both ways up. It's invertible. The way it's running up now seems to be protecting those blades. It's on fire, is it? No. Sparks, yes. Flames from the pit. Shredder turns away with Paul Hunter, Chris Organ and Sam Jones. Just getting away there. Neat burst of speed. Can get up to 12 miles an hour. Shredder against the alien. There at the controls, Carl Asplin, a telecommunications engineer by trade. Shredder is spinning madly over the steam vent into the CPZ. Don't get yourself in there, robot, here, because that's where the house robots can come and play. Now a tug of war. Shredder being pushed there by the alien. Both of them 100 kilos in weight. The Shredder turning away from the alien. Again, this is a great tactical battle here. For me, the more destructive power lies with the alien. Very destructive spinning hammer weapon. Shredder doesn't seem to have too much destructibility. They're locked together. This for a place in the heat final against S3. The pit release button depressed. Shredder comes in for a nudge on the alien. Pushes back though. Into the CPZ, there in comes Shunt with the diamond edge blade coming down, the axe blade. Ferocious Shunt, all the house robots. Oh, look at that! Cleaves straight into the innards of Shredder. Now, what damage will that cause to the 750-watt drive of Shredder? Still just about running, knocked out by Mousetrap in the heats in Series 5. The team were represented by Manic Mutant in an earlier series of Robot Wars. This is the 6th Robot Wars. The Shredder boys tightly controlling their machine. Power meets power. Push and shove. No quarter arse nor given. Terrific tussle between these two. No, it's not the most destructive, but this is a different side to Robot Wars. The tenacity, the competitiveness, the durability of well-manufactured machines. Well-constructed, lovingly so. So lovingly so, we love to destroy them. In comes Shunt, the alien now in a bit of a pickle. Down comes the weapon. I don't think it even scratched Shredder. Blasting down on the alien, and don't forget the alien in the Robot Wars arena. No one can hear you scream. Shredder takes on Shunt in that corner.
Cease.
Bashes back. Ceases call. It goes to a judge's decision. And well done to both teams.
Three, two, one, activate.
And Sacromalot, well, they patch it up. And once again, it's shiny and nice looking and neat and trim, and it's pressed the pit release button and perhaps will drive itself in there. One never knows with Stephen Ray. Certainly sort of having a think about it. Top of your picture, S3. How much damage was done by that huge hammer of Mr. Psycho? Not a lot happening here, boys, for a place in the heat final. Sacromalot, that's another thing. I think this is cat and mouse. Come on, have a go at me, S3, if you think you're hard enough and daft enough, and I'll just lead you on to that pit. That was canny by Steve Merrill. Steve, it's not often that I praise you, is it? S3 dumps Sacromalot and has a nudge and perhaps a little slash. Go on, Sacromalot, get up from that. Can they? Will they be retired from competition? Well, no. Again, that is a nice little flip. Flamboyance from the class act boys of Sacromalot. And S3 looks perplexed. They're just, look, constantly standing the other side of the pit. You want to come after us, you've got to negotiate the pit. They don't think that S3's driving skills are good here, obviously. S3 takes a nudge. So Chromelot has to stay out of trouble. They nearly drew S3 into the pit. That is the game plan, obviously, here. Pete Alsop, though, the S3 driver. Dave Barker and Ian Pritchard, the team members. Too canny so far. Now they'll have a slam here at Sir Chromelot. Sir Chromelot trying to hold on. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. This is such a tactical battle. Not a lot happened early on, but since then, it has developed into a battle of minds. Can they self-right again? How much of the old soup is in their kitchen still? Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, they're okay. Just about. S3 doing all the aggressive work. But Sir Chromelot, realising its limitations, I think, have fought a canny battle here. If it goes to a judges, it's not going to go to a judges. I was going to say S3 would have been the stronger. And the class act boys of Sir Chromelot have been counted out after, I think, their best Robot Wars ever. As I said early on, well done, boys, great fun. Great to have you here again. But it's S3 victorious and through to the heat final. Now we have our fun. Steve and Ray and Sir Chromelot, you've had yours with your little suits and everything from the market store. Great, I mean, good. I'm glad you wore them and everything. It was fun. And so was that. Now, can we get them on the flame pit? Maybe the drop zone pit? Okay, dead metal. Slice and dice. Please come back, Sir Chromelot boys. We love to laugh with you. Never at you, of course, on Robot Wars. Would we be that cruel? Steve Merrill, Ray Tate, Sir Chromelot, dead metal, and Uncle Tom Copley and all down the pit. They went, and they went with a flourish. Typical.
Two, one, activate.
Question, I think, for this heat final: which robot has sustained the most damage so far? Which robot is really competing at the most capability? Well, Shredder is nudged by S3. Don't forget, the winners of this go through to the series semi-finals. The lineup for that already having a delicious and interesting look. Now, Shredder, tentatively against S3. S3 spinning away to draw Shredder onto that arena sidewall. There you see the arena central spinner. Get pushed on that, the central fugal force will thrust you away across the arena. But Shredder seems to be holding its own, and in comes S3's blade. What damage did it carve there out of the side of Shredder? S3 with the 750 watt driven blade. Shredder seems to have been dented and sliced on one side, I think. And certainly the weaponry has been buckled again. It has never been effective, has it? Not really. They needed both discs to spin in counteracting style with the cutting teeth. It has never worked. S3 with a slam. They're on top here. How long can Shredder hold on? Look at the damage caused. S3 burst into Robot Wars history in Series 5 and reached the semi-finals. They defeated Stinger in their heat. They lost to Razor in the semis. This is a good machine, S3. And boy, Shredder knows that right now. Buckled and dented, smashed. Oh, again flicked up. It just looks like such a delicate flick, doesn't it? But that weapon is incredibly destructive. It also acts as a streamek, by the way. Over goes Shredder. Look at this for an attack. They're caught. The Shredder tape reel, if you like to call the weapon that, perfectly. And I think that is just about that. We haven't used this phrase before in this series of Robot Wars. Shredder RIP. Shredder rust in pieces. And the ref bot comes in for the final count. A count of deliverance, a count of mercy, a count of doom for the Shredder team. S3 worthy winners. They'll go through to the series semi-finals. And now we wait to see what happens to what is left of Shredder, because Sakilon is there, Shunt is there, they're on the flame pit. But before they can burn themselves into cinders, Sakilot once more with his little plaything, and Sakilot does his favourite dance. He's trying to learn how to break dance. Matilda's teaching him in the pits. It's interesting to watch, especially when Craig takes part, and Sakilot is also doing its own dance of very near total humiliation. They very nearly went down the pit. I don't think Sakilot would have fitted into that pit. Shredder long gone and coming back for more. S3 have done the damage in systematic, controlled, very positive, very professional ways, and Shredder finally pitted, and that's the end of that.
Cease.
I think Hydra has to get Dominator 2 into a CPZ, lifted up and let the house robots play. Dominator 2's mighty axe comes down, but as Matt was saying, it has a poor hit and miss ratio. Hydra have overturned Dominator 2, exposing that polycarb base, which we heard split in the last fight. Dominator 2 self-righting very, very quickly. And mean and moody with the axe, gunning for revenge. That was a great attack, though, by Hydra. I've been impressed with 13-year-old Andrew and Dennis. They've combined very, very well as a team. And they could spring a mighty surprise here. Dominator 2 looked cagey, didn't it? Don't hit the arena floor. There's no point, Dominator boys. Again, Hydra split them up. Dominator 2, can they self-right? Yes, they can, and very quickly and very stylishly too. Down comes the Dominator 2 axe. So it's grappled Hydra, but what are they going to do now? Because it certainly, for me, fought shy of pulling Smithy into a pit in the previous battle. And again, it's let Hydra go. The judges will mark against there. Dominator 2's axe blows. There it sticks. Hydra away. Backs for another attack. Dominator 2. Great rhythm with the axe, but what damage is it causing the Hydra team? Is it superficial, or are they puncturing and getting through to the very heart of the matter? The Dominator 2 team there, Chris Paul Elliott. Hydra on the arena side walls. Needs to get away, and I'll tell you something, Hydra all of a sudden does look a little battle-weary. Trying once again to get the pneumatic flipper in underneath Dominator 2. But there is a spring in the step of Dominator 2 now, or is that just my imagination? And they are puncturing Hydra. Look at the holes in Hydra. That must be causing damage. And Hydra is a wearied bot out there at this moment in time. Once again, the Dominator 2 team, we've seen them very experienced. Through to the series semi-final in Robot Wars, the 5th Wars and the 4th Wars. Good robots have beaten them in the past. It's taken a good robot, like Hypnodisc, like Pussycat. And Hydra up against it now. You just sort of sense that it had turned when Hydra came out of that attack moments ago and looked sluggish for the first time in this entire heat. It is slowed, I would say. The control response has been diminished. The weaponry looks less effective. Dominator 2 are well on top now. There is a gleam in their eyes. They know it. Hydra, is there, can we get a grip? I don't think so. It's down to its last breath. Hydra, secure a lot of weights. Well, what a good attempt by Hydra, but Dominator 2 has it for me.
Three, 2, 1, activate.
Dominator 2, the seeds, don't forget, number 6 seeds. Smidsy have twice reached Heat Finals, but have been beaten on both occasions. But they are pushing Dominator 2 over the flame pit. Down comes Dominator's axe. I would say it is the more fearful weapon here, and it's got straight through there onto one of the tyres. Well, a lucky escape for Smidsy, I felt. I don't think the Dominator 2 team pressed home its advantage then. Could they have dragged Smidsy across the arena floor? Or did they not trust their own pulling power? Smidsy slamming Dominator 2 into the side wall. And for me, at this moment in time, Smidsy would be on top. Just seen the Dominator 2 team in there. Smidsy in underneath Dominator 2 again. This is a splendid drive by Smidsy. Onto the angle grinder there. You can see the sparks flicking away. Oh, Dominator 2 though, using the centrifugal force of that floor spinner to good effect. Get a little bit of speed up for the attack on Smidsy. I don't know what damage it caused, and Dominator 2 under attack once again, and perilously close to Growler in the CPZ. Look at those mighty jaws of Growler. Has to go back into its kennel, so to speak. And now Dominator 2 gets that axe to work. The target needs to be in front of Dominator 2 for that axe to have any effect. Smidsy in flames! Away from the flame pit. Again, Dominator 2 gets that axe in. But it was a little tentative nudge, wasn't it? Didn't want to hold on to Smidsy. Letting Smidsy get away once again. Very close this one, the Dominator 2 boys. Just see there, Chris Hall, electronics engineer by trade at the control. Dominator 2's axe comes down on Smidsy. Maybe the tactic enough blows they think will render the electronics of Smidsy immobile, I don't know. But certainly now Dominator 2 is beginning to work up a head of steam. And it's pushed Smidsy into that CPZ. Oh, Growler! Look at that, both went into the CPZ and Growler came in with a right raw ripping shunt. And Smidsy now needs to get out and get out very quickly. And it's lacking power, you can see that. Look at this. He used a skid steer system, Growler. That's why it's so quick across the arena. Bam! And Smidsy's taken the worst of that. And I think this second round has been turned on its head. I think that damage sustained by Smidsy has cut its power and pace, and Dominator 2 can now grapple. And the whole thing's changed for me. Smidsy is in trouble. And they were well on top. They backed onto the flame pit. You can see only one side seems to be working. They're on fire at the end. It'll go to the judges. Just watch for S3 here. It's the bottom of your picture, left-hand side. Oh, it comes together with Shredder! And one of the weapons of Shredder has shredded itself. They said to me beforehand, it's not a reel-to-reel tape machine. If you think it is, just try and record something. I have recorded something in my notes. Shredder weaponry, USELESS, useless! S3 onto the arena sidewall. Comes back into play there with Armadillo. Down goes the pit. Someone has released it in there. S3 looks like a hammerhead shark out there. We're seeing Rhubarb pressurise. They're still running. Is Shredder? What can it do though? It's sort of toothless. It depended on the two wheels coming together. S3's new weaponry is destroying our arena. It is so powerful. It is destroying our arena. We will remember. S3. Sir Killock can't quite believe it. Mr. Psycho's come in to have a look. That there waiting gloomily is Rhubarb for destruction from the hammer. And there she blows, quite literally. That hammer comes down at 60 miles an hour. It weighs 30 kilos. You're in trouble when Mr. Psycho's after you. S3 bashes onto the shredder once again. All credit to Paul Hunt and his team, Chris Organ and Sam Jones. They're still running shredder, and S3 is after them. Meanwhile, Rhubarb's about to be counted out. In the middle of your picture, Armadillo's still going, but that's the end of Rhubarb. I think the newcomers, Joshua Pinto, Lee Simpson and Mark McIntyre, who operates the weapons, couldn't really ever get into play there. So Rhubarb counted out. Mr. Psycho's hammer. Now, did that cause any damage at all to S3? I wonder. The electronics are well protected there. This is a good machine. Only Razor beat them last time. But Mr. Psycho has a mission here, and that's to get S3. Rhubarb's being clawed away to end up in a pit or somewhere. Shredder is still in there. There's Rhubarb being twirled around by Sir Killalot. We know, of course, they're out of it. Armadillo, let's see if that's still mobile in the middle of the arena. I'm not too sure. The judges will have a better look than I, and the ref bot, of course. Oh, but S3 to me is withstanding all this punishment, you know, from no less than the mighty Mr. Psycho. One of the two new house robots this series, along with Growler. That's the end of poor old Rhubarb. Ended up not in a bowl for tea, but in the pit. And Armadillo, there goes the ref for a cursory glance. S3 now! In comes the claw of Mr. Psycho. He's tried his hammer. He's trying to pierce the armament of S3. I thought that aluminium armor would be a weak link for S3. I was wrong. And so was the ref bot there. Look, it started to count out Armadillo. But there is still life in that machine. They are still mobile. Just about there we can see one of the team members of S3, Pete Alsop, driving. Shredder is still mobile. Armadillo just being slammed by Shredder. If Shredder survives this, so how far can they go in the competition with the weaponry literally bashed, smashed and useless? It goes to a judge's decision, and they've done brilliantly to hang on in there, Shredder.
Three, two, one. Activate.
Whatever happens to the Sir Chromalot team, they are great value, great fun, great showmen. And Stephen Ray, it would be great to see your machine down the pit. And oh ho ho, I see you can see no longer. Boggle-eyed, they are no more. GBH is turned over. The alien has started well. GBH has righted in flamboyant style. This is a terrific melee so far. ICU back in the action, those sightless, but of course those eyes are only boggling for effect. The alien right in there, and Sir Chromalot in the thick of it as well. They've never really lived up to their sheen and preen. Sir Chromalot, can they do it this time? The alien self-right. There's a spinning hammer at the back. I couldn't pick a winner out of these four so far. Very, very close. I see you there onto the arena sidewall. Depressing the pit release button. Almost inadvertently, they were shoved onto it. ICU's axe comes out. Sir Chromalot is flipped over. Can they sub? Oh, yes, yes, yes. I love that. Looking on, Ray Tate. Looked mean and merciless, didn't he? Wouldn't like to cross him up there in that pod. Look at ICU. This is one of the closest melees we've had in Robot Wars, the 6th war so far. It is brilliant. Shunt comes out with the axe down on ICU. who also a little twitch of its own axe. There you can see the back of Steve Merrill, designer, builder, driver of Sacroma. He runs a video company. ICU comes back in with its own axe going down. There's the alien right at the heart of it as well with its own weaponry. Look at that! Shriemek of GBH2. I'll be back, it says on the underside of ICU. I'm not too sure whether they'll be back from that though. Can ICU right themselves 96 kilos? Don't think you will be. Meanwhile, right at the heart of the picture, GBH2 is still trying to create more mayhem. The ref bot comes across. ICU could be the first to fall. Then who knows? It may be a judge's decision to decide who else goes through. Steve Merrill looks on. The ref bot about to count out. ICU, no more. They've gone. So, who else will fall? Sacroma Lot, GBH2 or the Alien? ICU into the CPZ for the final rights. The Alien has a grip on Sacroma Lot. GBH2 with an enormous shove came in there. ICU's hopes tattered. Sacroma Lot trying herself right. Look there at the dent. Did you see it? In the truck wheel hub there. And I think Sacroma Lot, this has been their best robot wars for me. Teetering on the brink of oblivion. No, they could have self-righted just in time. GBH comes in with another slam. Time is ticking down, of course. ICU's first appearance in Robot Wars has ended with them being counted down and out, but not with a final flourish from the floor flipper, of course. Bang and crash. With another little piece of an eye come off there. It's a chroma lock. Top left, there you've got the big GBH2. Little dome on top of the racing car effect, and it has been fast, it has been nippy. Could take on Le Mans there. You can see Growler at the bottom of your picture. The House Robots coming in, I think. Sacromalot's overturning the CPZ. Growler's going to dump ICU in the pits. Gone not in a trice, but in a pool of smoke, and Shunt just came in to have a look. Sacromalot desperately trying to self-right in the CPZ. I think the clock's going to help them. I think they're going to be counted to a judge's decision. They are with GBH2 and the Alien.
Three, two, one, activate.
Already there you can see the arena floor spinner in action and the spinning machine that is Warhog. In a little bit of trouble already. Commangetrix's axe comes down on Smidsy. Once previously reached a heat final, it was in the last Wars, Robot Wars, the 5th Wars. Have they improved again, Smidsy? Warhog again taking some punishment. We're seeing there the Commangetrix team from behind. Now a little flip from St. Agro, opening up the jaws of its flipper. Wonderful shirts, great design, the boys from Cornwall. Can they go through? Now we're seeing Commangetrix in action once again, using the big lifter against the arena sidewall. Warhog! And the arena sidewall is literally in splinters. That was the spinner of Warhog, pressurized, that did that damage there. Commangetrix with the big 100-kilo shove. Warhog again slams against the arena sidewall, so we know the destructibility of that spinning disc. And the blade, we know how heavy it is, but is it fully under control? St. Agro has activated that pit release. I wonder who's going to go down. Warhog, to me, seems out of control. Oh, piggyback! Lifted up on Smith. Where's he going to go from there? Splendid stuff. Smithy took him for a ride. Down comes Warhog once again. Warhog's totally out of control out there in the arena. Smithy doing some damage. Controls, who needs them when we've got fun like this? Commangetrix slamming back into the CPZ. What is going on out there? Do they know? I don't know. Come on, boys, get a grip. Growler certainly will. Commangetrix against the arena sidewall seems to have impaled itself with its axe. Growler thinks so. Is having a little bit of a nudge. Well, Who's under control? Who's still alive here? I'll have to ask Craig. I have not got the faintest idea. Come on, Getrix has certainly caught its own axe. Oh, it's now Brain and he's gone into the pit. No! Very nearly. Ooh, and the crowd. Dear, what? Almost gone in and now finally Sinagro's bitten the dust and they've gone in. Oh, dear, oh dear. Well, Warhog's still out there, I think. Smidsy's pushing it into the CPZ. Shunt's axe comes down. This is great stuff. Look at the eyes of Warhog. Come and Getrix is still there as well. Certainly Smidsy has done brilliant work for me once again. Smidsy knocked out of the heats 3 times in the past. Can they go one step further this time? Warhog's been great value, although I'm not too sure the judges will agree with me if it goes to a judge's decision against the sideboard again. I love the eyes and the tusk and the nose out there, Warhog. Did it ever really know what it was doing? Growler backs in. Warhog piggybacking again on Smidsy. Trying to take a ride through to the later stages. It's not going to work, boys. Go on, Smidsy, get rid. Wait, oh no! Smidsy would have gone in the pit there, surely by itself. Very delicate driving by the Smidsy team, Mick Reed's team there. Warhog's almost gone. Surely it's trying to piggyback its way out of the pit, but it's gone. Surely. Oh, it was brilliant. That's one of the greatest battles ever.
So there we have it. 6D edges out 6J by a couple of points. 36 to 34. Now, obviously, this is just a pilot. This is just for fun. A bit of a draft, a bit of an idea. Going forward, if I'd want to do this again, I'm open to do it in more depth. I'm open to change how the points are awarded or do it in a different way. But I hope you enjoyed this little fun tester to see how this type of thing could work. Alright guys, thank you for watching and catch you again sometime soon.